To our guest. One man did confront those protesters last night attacking Israel and the Jews. Confront those protesters supporting terrorist attacks. He was Mark Leach. He's an Anglican churchman, he's a rector. His mother was a Jewish survivor of the Holocaust. And here's what happened though, when he brought along an Israeli flag to show support for the victims of those Hamas terrorists. He soon found out that our streets are not safe either from supporters here of that attack. Mark Leach joins me now. Mark Leach, thank you so much for your time. Why did you go to that protest?
Well, thank you for having me on, Andrew. You know, on Monday morning when I heard that the protest was being organised, I knew the kinds of chants that would be chanted, the genocidal call to ethnically cleanse Israel from the river to the sea. And I heard that the police were advising Jewish people to stay at home. And I thought, as a Christian pastor and as a Jew, my mum's a Jew, she fled the Holocaust from Germany in 1938. I thought someone from Australia, some citizen, has to turn up and show that we stand with Israel and we stand against the genocidal barbarism of Hamas, and that we will not be cowed by the Islamist strategy of instilling fear in a community and silencing them, lest perhaps we offend their delicate jihadist sensibilities. So I just thought, well, I should go. I had initially planned to just watch and pray from the steps of the Anglican cathedral. I was wearing my clerical shirt and I was just going to pray over the event. And then I was going to go down to the Opera House to meet, to watch the flags and to pray over that. And that was what I planned to do until I heard members in the crowd start to chant, "Kill the Jews." At that point, I thought, I can't just stand here. I have to do something. So I unfurled the Israeli flag and I waved it for about a minute. And then I was very quickly surrounded by a group of angry young men who then, which that video clip didn't show, continued, a group of them chased me up Bathurst Street, down George Street, at which point the police intervened and stopped them from chasing me.
They actually chased you over a block or two. Look, how frightened were you?
Look, I was very, very frightened. As a Jew, you know, we've had 2,000 years of persecution and fleeing. And so when I hear 1,000 people chanting, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free," I know they are calling for my people to be massacred. We saw on Saturday morning what that chant looks like when it's enacted. So I was really, really scared. Now I'm sure the vast majority of people there, perhaps none of them meant me any physical harm, but it just takes one riled up Muslim with a knife to inflict serious harm. So I was very, very scared.
The protest supporting a terrorist attack, a protest that was actually backed by the Greens Party and protected by the police, ended with many in the crowd chanting "F the Jews" and "Gas the Jews." What did you make of this? What does it tell you about Australia today?
Look, I think it tells us that we've bought the Islamist lie, hook, line and sinker, that Hamas and the Arabs in the Middle East are the victims who need protecting from this Western colonialist, capitalist invading superpower. And I don't think they understand. I mean, the most charitable interpretation is they don't really understand the theology and the ideology behind Hamas, that they don't want land. They want to eradicate the state of Israel and they want to eradicate Jews. So that's a charitable interpretation. I mean, I was disturbed that as a Jew in 2023, I was not safe on the streets of Sydney. I phoned the police before attending, and they said to me, we can't guarantee your safety. We advise you do not attend. And I thought, I'm a citizen of Australia. I have the right to free speech, and I pay taxes. I vote. I have the right to be safe on the steps of my own cathedral in the middle of Sydney in broad daylight. So I think the policing was weak, and I can't understand why the Greens support this. I live in a Greens electorate, which I just don't understand it. It is such a far cry from cuddly koalas and saving the environment, which is a good thing, to supporting genocidal rapists and murderers. It beggars belief that the Greens would do this, to be honest.
Mark Leach, I think it's a lot to do with the new tribalism, I'm afraid, and we'll discuss that later in the show. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and thank you also for standing up for at least some civilised virtues. I really appreciate that too. Thank you so much.